Hi everyone, Katie here. Welcome back to another layout video. Today I have a set of pictures from when we went to the Blue Man Group show in Las Vegas, and it was a ton of fun, so I wanted to make a double page layout that was just as fun. So I have quite a few products here, including my new set of texture paste from Vicky Budin. I believe this is the set that came out with Color Study. So it's some neon colors, and I choose the purple, which is called Grape Sour, and Watermelon Sour, Blueberry Sour, Peach Sour, and Lemon Sour. And I thought all these were quite appropriate as, Blue Man Group is very blue, and then has like bright neon colors. So these really work perfect. Now I want to kind of make the like splattery color explosion that you think of when you think of the Blue Man Group. But I can't really use these texture pastes in a splattery kind of way. So I use my palette knife to kind of make them look like they went splat, or to do my best to do that. So I'm mixing them all over this page, kind of trying to make it similar to my little Blue Man Group logo picture that you can't see in this frame, but you'll see in a bit, and just kind of make this a color explosion. And this is kind of like the title area, but I actually don't put the title here, but I do want it to be a main focus, something that draws your eye, which I think it's going to be a little bit tough not to pay attention to this part when you're looking at the layout. Now, additionally, I wanted some actual splatters on my layout. So I add my Heidi Swapp Color Shine in Ocean. That's my blue color. Then in pink, which obviously is pink. And then finally in mustard. And I love these little splatty bits because they sparkle. They leave a little bit of shine behind, which is perfect and absolutely what I am looking for. And I do that on both, my left and right hand side page. Now, I don't put any of the texture paste on the right hand side, and I think it works out because I wanted that to be a main focus over on one side, not the other. And as you can see, I'm using a baby wipe and just an old tea towel to clean up. I think those are really easy ways to clean up what you have, and it works for me, so I'd highly recommend that. Now, my two photos, you can see they're extremely blue. They're not the highest quality photos, and when we went into the theater, there was, all blue light, as you can imagine. So really, they're not very clear. But you get the idea, and it's the memory there. It's the story I'm telling. So I'm okay with some low quality pictures. And then you also see what looks like a little button. That is actually the logo that I printed on photo paper that I just pulled right off the internet, and then I die cut with my manual die cut machine in just one of my round circle dies. I really liked the logo, and I wanted Blue Man Group to be on here somewhere. So I thought this worked perfect to make it more of an embellishment and less of the photo. Now, I know I want my two photos over there on the right-hand side, so you may be wondering, what in the world am I going to do on the left-hand side? Well, I also took another photo off the internet of the actual, Blue Man Group with their drums and splatteriness, which, of course, we saw in the show, but I did not have a picture of because I wasn't taking pictures during the show. I was enjoying it. So I thought that would be perfect to go in that big splatter mess that I made. It goes with, the actions that they're doing, those drums, and I think it really, says the title without actually saying the title. And I think that's nice over there. I think it really, goes with what I'm going for. And then also on that left-hand side, I am going to be doing a fair bit of journaling. I am a long-winded scrapbook journaler, but this also, I've got a pretty cool story to tell. At least I think it's pretty cool. So I know I want to do that, but I decide to, start focusing here just on my left-hand side, I use some new Stickles glitter gel that I have. Let's see, this is in Galaxy. It's like a blue or kind of teal sparkle, which is just perfect. And I use that down at the bottom to make a line because that's going to be like the base of my journaling. Now, I'm not going to write actually on the page because that just wouldn't work with all that I've got going on. But it does end up working out, and I like how it turns out. So now to let that dry, I move over to the right-hand side. I've got my photos down, and they're not straight or anything. I want them to kind of look thrown about and messy because that's kind of how this whole layout is, but it's fun too. It's a lot of fun. Now I have this blue heart from the Wonders collection. I try so hard to make that thing work. It doesn't work, not at all, but it happens. And now I've picked out a bunch of blue or, in the blue color family embellishments that I have that I'll be putting here on my layout. So I've got that color wheel die cut piece. I've got a few different things from Color Study. That paintbrush seemed perfect. I've got a rainbow that's like blue and yellow and pink. I think that's from crepe paper actually, but haven't used it yet. I've got some blue flowers. I'm just kind of adding these bits to add a little bit more interest here to my layout and just something a little different. Also using up a few of, these things that I haven't used in a long time. Like these stars that I'm putting around, they're kind of like a bluishy color. I think I got those when I was a kid, like a little kid. So I'm glad to finally be able to use those up. I have this kind of blue, like chipboard flare. It says OMG. So again, thought that one was appropriate. I use a few more Color Study, that little clip, a cute little blue watermelon that says yum. Does not really go with my layout, but that's okay. My sunglasses also don't really go with my layout, but that's okay. They're also a shade of blue, and I just think they're appropriate because, you think of sunglasses are cool, and the Blue Man Group was definitely, one of those kind of experiences. So I think they work well, and I like how it makes a nice big cluster there around my photos. So I know I'm not totally finished here. Gotta add something more, and I choose my sequin mix. This is from Spiegel Mom Scraps. It is blue raspberry bubblegum. So it is not all blue, but it has a lot of blue and pink, which just kind of pops on my very blue Man Group layout. Now I am using my little wax tipped picker to pick up the sequins. It works just so well. So nicely, so easily. And my, of course, needle nose glue bottle filled with Elmer's, because that's what works for me. All right, now I've determined that my right side is done, going over to my left, and it's dry enough. I won't say I waited till it was completely dry, but it happens. I pop my little Blue Man photo up on foam because I want to stand out from all the kind of intentional mess that I've got going on there. And I think that just works out like super nicely. It turns out exactly the way I wanted it, which is just perfect. And now for my journaling. So I struggle at first to figure out what's going to be my journaling box. I've been using these little, I think they're bookmarks for Bible journaling a lot, but I'm kind of out of the colors that I want. So I actually grab a paper from my Chamel Never Grow Up collection journaling pad, and it is just, meant to be for journal lines. So it has colorful lines on it, and I, chop it in two and ink up the edges so they're blue, of course. And then I'm going to kind of put them side by side, not lining them up perfectly because that's nothing on this layout is perfect, and that's intentional. So I'm going to kind of overlap them and make them just a little funky so they can sit on the page. All right, so I've got those together. I'm ready to journal. So here's my story. We were in Vegas, our last day in Vegas. We went to the Blue Man Group. It was kind of a last hurrah, and we're waiting there, in our nosebleed seats, and someone comes up to us and says, "Would you like to be a part of the show?" And we're both, of course, a little hesitant, but, why not? So we say yes, and they're like, okay, well, in about 10 minutes after the show starts, so and so will come escort you to your new seats. And both of us were like, what in the world is going on? Well, if you've ever been to a Vegas show, it seems like, at least in both of the ones we saw, they made a joke out of somebody, coming in late and pausing the whole show so that they could find their seats. So even though we were actually on time, we were a part of the show with sirens going off, a spotlight on us, as one of the ushers took us to our new seats. Now, our new seats happened to be maybe 5 or 7 rows up and in the very middle. They were fantastic and made the show just that much better because we were right there. So I will definitely be the end of a joke for those good seats for a great show. So that was a ton of fun, totally unexpected, and definitely worth adding a few extra lines of journaling. And ultimately, that's why I wanted to have a double page layout. I did not need 2 pages to document my 2 low quality photos, but it was all my journaling and the fact that I wanted to kind of be creative and just messy on this layout because I think it works. So I'm really happy that I got those 2 pages, double page layout in, even though I know that's not necessarily the in thing. I hardly ever see many crafters doing double page layouts, but I still like to do them. And of course, I had to bring over my sequins to the left side of my layout, so I just kind of splatter them about as well. Again, these are blue raspberry bubble gum from Spiegel Mom Scraps. I add a few, mostly in that area that's closest to the right page, because that's my biggest open space. And then finally, I'm just going to add a few more blue embellishments, whatever I can find. Again, I try that hard, but I'm like, this is just not the vibe, not at all. So I put that back and add just a few more little blue embellishments on both pages, trying to go through anything that I have. One of them, this one, it says winner, winner, and I thought that was so appropriate for our journaling just because I felt like we won when we got our cool seat upgrade. So that was really nice. I've got the Wonders booklet, which, sticker book, which is perfect because it has some like gold foil on things, which I love. I add some of those star stickers over to the left, really just scattering things all about. Again, this is a messy layout and I like that. That is super appropriate, I think, for my topic, for my pictures, and really I think it's fun because it's messy. So everything definitely does not need to be perfect, and I like it that way. As my finishing touch, I put a little doodly border around with my sparkly jelly roll pen, and that will finish up my layout. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.